Hello and welcome to today's video tutorial on approximation and rounding off. It is small yet a very important video in which you will get familiar with both these topics and you will know how you can apply these two techniques in getting to the right answer. Now let us begin with our today's tutorial. Our first topic is on approximation, which you can do with the help of a calculator. But sometimes GRE Quant tests you in a way that you must know how to approximate without using a calculator. For example, if we have to find the square root of 55, we know that 55 is not a perfect square. And we also know that the square root of 49 is 7 and that of 64 is 8. Therefore, the square root of 55 will be 7 point something, right? Okay, another example, if we have, let's suppose we have to find the square root of 96, what we're going to do is we're going to approximate it, and we know that the square root of 81 is 9 and the square root of 100 is 10. Hence, square root of 96 will be 9 point something, right? Rounding off is the second topic of our today's video tutorial. GRE will not ask you to directly round off a number, but it may ask you to round your answer to the nearest such and such, right? In this way, rounding is one math skill you need to know for the GRE. Now, here are a few properties that we should keep in mind before rounding off a number. Now, rounding to the nearest integer is rounding to the nearest units place. If you are to round to some specific decimal place, look at the digit immediately to the right of the place and right of the target place specifically, right? To round down, the digit to the right of the target place should be 0, 1, 2, 3 or 4. And to round up, the digit to the right of the target place should be 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9. For example, if we are to round 4.2, it will be rounded to 4. And if we are to round 4.8, it is going to be rounded to 5. Right? Now, rounding is a one-step process. If the number we need to round is 6.48, we only need to see the 10th digit, which is 4. This means that our answer will be 6. Are you getting me? In GRE, the positive 3.5 gets rounded up to 4, but minus 3.5 gets rounded down to minus 4. This means that with negatives, it is rounding down. Let's suppose you are given a question which says that round off your answer, and if the answer that you get is negative, what you're going to do is round it off by rounding it down. If the digit after the decimal is greater than or equal to 5, right? Okay, now in GRE, you may be asked to round your answer to the nearest such and such that we've already discussed before. If we are asked a question on rounding off a number to the nearest 0.05, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the target digit. Now, this is explained by a very simple example, 3.2. And the hundredths digit keeps changing from 0 to 9, right? And we'll see how our answer changes with the change in the hundredths digit. Now, from 3.20 to 3.24, our answer will remain the same, that is 3.2 or 3.20. But 3.25 onwards, we're going to round it off to get the answer as 3.3, right? In another example, if we are to round off to the nearest point 0.005, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the thousandth digit, right? This is going to be our target digit. Now here, if we have like, let's suppose in this example we have 2.32, right, followed by 0, 1, 2, 3 up till 9. Now we're going to ignore the 10,000th and 100,000th digit, right? We have nothing to do with those digits. Our focus would be on the 1000th digit, right? Now let's suppose if we have 2.320, when it is going to be rounded off, it will give us 2.32. It will remain the same till 2.324. But when the question is 2.325, we will round it off to 2.33. If we have to round off a number to the nearest 0.5, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the target digit, and in this case our target digit would be the 10th digit, which is immediately after the decimal point, right? Or it is towards the right of the decimal point. Now we have an example here, and this example contains 10 numbers, right? The first digit remains of the number remains the same, while the 10th digit keeps on changing, right? And we are least concerned, or we just need to ignore the hundreds and the thousandths digit, or whatever digits are after the 10th digit, right? So we'll have to look at only our target digit. Now if we have 4.034, 4.034 if rounded off is going to give us 4. Same is the case with 4.1, 4.2, 4.3 and 4.4. But if we have 5 in the tens place, if we have 5, or if we have a digit 5 or a digit greater than 5 in the tens place, what we're going to do is we're going to round it up, right? We are going to round up the number, and what we'll get is 5, right? So 4.5 is going to give us 5, 4.9 is also going to give us 5. The last part of our video contains properties of numbers that are rounded off to the nearest tenth. Now there are 3 scenarios in which we can round off a number to the nearest tenth. Now the first scenario is when you have a number like 10.99. Now to round 10.99 to nearest tenth means to round the number so you only have one digit in the fractional part. This is a very important line, right? It says that you need to round the number so that you have only one digit in the fractional part. Now if the last digit in the fractional part of 10.99 is greater than or equal to 5, and the first digit, right, and the first digit in the fractional part is 9, then add 1 to the integer part and make the fractional part 0. Therefore 10.99 to the nearest tenth will be 11, right? 10.9, when we add 1, it will become 10. So obviously it's going to move to the left side of the decimal, and it's going to give us 11 as the answer, right? Now if we have to round off 10.89 to its nearest tenth, right, what we're going to do is that we're going to look at the last digit in the fractional part of 10.89. If the last digit in the fractional part of 10.89 is greater than or equal to 5 and the first digit in the fractional part is less than 9, then we are going to add 1 to the first digit of the fractional part and remove the second digit. Therefore, 10.89 to the nearest tenth will be 10.9, right? If we add 1 to 8, we're going to get 9. So our answer would be 10.9. Now in another scenario, if we have a question like 10.84 and we are asked to round it off to the nearest tenth, what we're going to do is that we're going to look at the last digit in the fractional part of 10.84. If it is less than 5, then we simply have to remove the last digit of the fractional part, and the rest of the number will remain the same. Therefore, 10.84 to the nearest tenth will be 10.8, right? With this, we come to the end of our video tutorial on approximation and rounding off. I hope you've understood these topics well and you'll be able to solve questions related to these topics very easily. Thank you very much and best of luck to you. Goodbye.